All right.
Welcome to episode 33.
33.
Predictions for the year ahead of 2020-24. This episode, we're going to take a look at, we're going to welcome Joey back from Mexico.
I'm back from Mexico.
With a beautiful tan. We're going to talk about our predictions for the year ahead.
That's
2024. Right. Nothing wild. Just kind of get into it.
Very scientific.
Yeah. No, not very scientific. It's a couple laughs. We're going to talk about our goals and ambitions for 2024.
That's it.
Or lack thereof. And Joey's going to give us an update on this missing kangaroo in the Schwiggity. Enjoy the episode.
Enjoy.
All right.
Welcome to the Toronto Livings Podcast, a conversation about all things Toronto with a focus on real estate, the culture, and of course, the food.
I'm Mark Savel.
And I'm Joey Virgilio.
And we're realtors with Sage Real Estate working together as a Toronto Livings team with a focus on helping you buy better, sell higher, and of course, having a little bit of fun along the way. Okay.
All right.
Hola. Welcome back.
Mi amigo.
Sí. How's that?
That's pretty good.
¿Qué pasa?
Carapaína.
All my Spanish comes from watching old Taco Bell commercials. Remember the little Chihuahua? Yo quiero Taco Bell, man. That's as far as my Spanish goes.
Yo quiero Taco Bell. Yeah, right.
Welcome back. You had a week in sunny Mexico.
I did. Yeah.
You look great.
Thank you.
You're glowing.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're not burnt.
I feel like I'm glowing.
Good. I feel you're glowing too. I feel your energy.
Yeah. Trip was awesome.
Cool. Where'd you go in Mexico?
So we went to Cancun. It was north of Cancun is the resort we stayed at.
Nice.
And we went into the city a couple times towards the end.
Yeah.
And it was a blast, man.
Weather was good.
Weather was like picture perfect 90% of the time. There was one day when it stormed while we were in the pool, and it was kind of awesome more than anything else.
Yeah.
But it did get to the point where lightning was like everyone got kicked out of the pool.
Got it. That's probably the right call.
It was the right call. Yeah.
Did you go in the ocean at all?
Yeah. I went in the ocean for like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I wanted to. The thing I've heard about Mexico is that when the water is blue, do not miss the opportunity. Okay. Because the next day you can switch and the whole ocean can just be like, that
murky or
whatever,
that
murkiness. Yeah. And it was blue like the whole week. So the second day that we were there, we were like, let's go to the beach. Walked into the ocean. Me and Molly got in the ocean, and within 5 minutes of being in the ocean, I stepped on a jellyfish.
Oh my god!
Yeah, foot just engulfed by this jellyfish. That it was like legs were getting. You can feel like the whole thing just getting split apart when I stepped on it.
Have you ever been?
No, first time.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was completely god awful. Molly had these dollar store floaties, which we thought were full adult size.
Okay.
They were not.
Wait, floaties to go in the ocean?
Yeah. We were like hopping around in the ocean with floaties.
From the dollar store?
That was like basically a water wing on my arm.
You had the muscles? Those...
Yeah. No. They weren't the muscles, but it looked like it. Okay. They were like donuts.
Okay.
So,
what a visualization.
Yeah, it was, so we were like messing around for a minute and then stepped on the jellyfish. I would not touch the floor with my feet at that point, and the waves were kind of going. So I'm sat on my back, just trying to like cusp myself back into the thing. And I was like, Molly, throw me the floaty. So she decides, she comes forward at me and she goes to grab my leg to pull me in. And the remnants of this jellyfish ended up hitting her arm. As she's saving me, she's getting shrapnel from the jellyfish on the way up to the shore.
What does that feel like?
It's just enormous amount of stinging. Yeah, it was like a really throbbing stinging. So initially it was a shock. So you step on it and it was like my whole brain was just like it felt like just zapping. Yeah. And then it just throbs for a really long time afterward. So I was walking around and like my foot even still looks like I've like got a henna tattoo all over it.
Okay.
But something I didn't know. Yeah. So we went to the lifeguard. Everybody was like super calm. I was like,
"You're losing your mind."
Yeah, I was like, "Can we get lotion? Or like, what do I need to do to stop the pain?" And they're like, "Give me a sec. Please take a seat." And I was like,
"Your heart rate's at 180.
Anything, please." Like, anyways, white vinegar. Huh. Yeah, white vinegar. They got somebody to come in with a cup of white vinegar, and that's what
stung right away.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't correct me. Is there a rumor like you're supposed to pee on yourself?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And like don't get me wrong. I asked everybody.
Yeah.
But no, white vinegar ended up doing the trick, and it was a lot
Look
less.
at that.
Yeah, it was a lot cleaner than
Peeing on yourself.
going that way.
Peeing on your foot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I learned something new.
Yeah.
But you're doing okay now?
No, back to normal.
Okay.
It feels like a mosquito bite at this point, so I'm just scratching my foot quite a bit.
Okay.
Otherwise, yeah. So for those that don't know, when you go through a jellyfish sting, it goes through pain,
Yeah.
then lightness, and then itchiness.
You survived, man.
And I'm alive to tell.
We
the
got to
story.
get Joey the Swan, I Survived the Jellyfish Attack sweaters printed up. Maybe our album clip art for this episode would just be your foot with the jellyfish.
Yeah, henna tattoo foot.
Yeah. How was the food down there?
Okay, the food was on the resort was god awful.
Sure. Expected.
Yeah, it was expected. Actually, not fully expected. Mexico was chosen specifically because I was like, I don't want to eat like terrible food the whole time. But it was very, very bad. The last 2 nights we went off resort.
Yeah.
And the first night we went off resort, I was like, I'm not eating resort food until we leave. Yeah. Ilios.
Okay.
There's 2 restaurants that we went to, both owned by a company called Anderson's.
Okay.
If you're in Mexico and you're in the hotel zone, check out Ilios, which was number 1. It was Greek food. The aesthetic was like insane. If anybody saw any Instagram posts, it was like
I saw it.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
It was gorgeous. Yeah.
So like romantic.
It's not. Yeah, it was very romantic. It's not cheap. I wouldn't say go there if you're looking for a deal.
Sure.
But the food was just incredible. We were having seafood. You got like the sea in the background. The restaurant's like half on. It's on the water.
On the water.
Yeah. So you get the open.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It was gorgeous.
Good, man.
Yeah. And Portfolios was the other Anderson's restaurant we went to. Not as good, but it's a steakhouse. It was still delicious and still.
Okay, now, did you get nachos anywhere? Because I feel like everywhere you go here, you get nachos. Did you get any nachos in Mexico?
Quesadillas.
Quesadilla. That's the equivalent?
And absolutely went to Senor Frogs. The first trip we took was Senor Frogs.
And you survived that too?
Yeah, Senor Frogs is great.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yes.
It gets wild. I went to my first Senior Frogs and last. I was like, this is way more than I can handle. And I walked in there and I'm like, well, this place exists?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
There was a full DJ,
Yeah.
somebody just like hyping the crowd the entire time as you're just eating your food.
Yeah. I think we all need that. Just a hype man.
I love that.
You got it, bro. Eat that steak.
Shots.
How bad do you think that DJ's life is when he's not hype manning?
Like just such a downer. After
yeah, like you wake up at 9 a.m. like, oh, shots. That's awesome. I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
Ready to get back to work?
Yeah. I came back sprinting when I came back. So we're right back in action.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. I didn't go to Mexico this week, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I stayed here. I held down the fort. But I went to this place. You must have had it before. You ever heard of Zeets? Zeets by the airport.
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude. It is like old school diner to the T.
Oh, okay.
So I went to the one in Woodbridge. They have a Zeets up in Woodbridge, just north of Highway 7.
Yeah.
And like the gyros, out of this world.
Ooh.
Just a thick layer of tzatziki sauce. It's...
I do love
onion breath for a day.
I love that.
Like my breath reeked yesterday, but my God, was it ever good. So I go to Zeets often whenever I'm up in the area, but we went yesterday, me and the wife, and 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Zeets.
Okay.
Yeah. And like I think it was like, we paid like $12, maybe $15 for these gyros.
And are they how's the size of them?
Oh, massive.
Enormous?
Massive.
Yeah. It's like old school diner kind of setup.
Yeah. Like I didn't eat till like 9:30 at night. I had it for lunch at like 12. I was stuffed the whole day. Garlic breath, onion breath was brutal.
Love it. Yeah.
Really good spot. Zeets.
All right. Shout out Zeets.
Yeah. And then last night, Alex Wong.
Yeah.
You remember him.
You remember him from previous
Alex,
episodes?
Right? Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
So Alex Wong had an appreciation dinner last night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't know why he's appreciation us, but not us, but his friends, I guess. You weren't invited. No, I'm kidding. He had a celebration of his book, so he had a solo to Hong Shing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I saw some photos of Hong Shing actually.
Oh, yeah, he did it proper.
Looks insane. Hong Shing looks insane.
I think he brought out there's probably like 12 courses last night.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then they bring tea. They're like, oh, we brought you tea. I'm like, oh, so nice. So I have my tea. And then like a bowl of rice. I'm like, no more, please, no more.
The platters, they look like mountains.
Yeah, it was good. It was family style. The chicken wings. Oh my God. You got to try their, so they have a lemongrass chicken wing, which is really good. Reminded me of like that Balinese style of cooking. But he has like, Wingstop. Their new franchise that opened up here. They did their take on Wingstop's chicken.
Oh.
your tongue will tingle.
Oh, like wait, spicy tingle? Or
No,
like,
weird. Like maybe like a jellyfish.
oh boy, okay.
But it's like this sensation. I turned to Joe Cash's fiance who was there. I'm like, is your tongue tingling? She's like, yeah. I thought I was having like a reaction. I look at Adriana and she's like, ah. So yeah, we all good experience, good food. Lobster was incredible. Company was good, but Hong Shing, I think that's like very quickly becoming one of my favorite.
Hong Shing, eh?
Spots in the city.
Hey, it looks incredible.
It was, yeah. We'll go one night.
I'm gonna make a trip. Yeah.
Good times. Busy week.
Yeah.
Busy week. Things are picking up. And I think that's why, let's maybe introduce what we're going to talk about in this episode today.
Yeah.
We're going to do our wildly unscientific predictions for 2024.
Bingo.
Because I've definitely seen an uptick in the last 3 weeks. And, drum roll, we sold the penthouse.
Hey!
Sold the friggin' penthouse.
Penthouse is sold.
That, we've had it up for 8 months.
Yeah.
I think I had well over 100 showings in that time. No offers.
Yeah.
Until we got one the day you left. Of course.
That's
whenever we take off, things get busy. So we got an offer. We firmed up. We're closing relatively quickly on that. I've been seeing a pretty decent uptick in activity.
Yeah.
Right across the board.
Yeah, there's, you know what? Yeah, we'll get into it a little bit in a little bit.
We'll do our predictions. Yeah. You want to maybe go to news you can use?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Do you want to do the honors?
Absolutely.
All right. Lay it on me, Joseph.
News you can use. Yeah, we got this down to a science at this point.
Oh, yeah. Nailed it. Tressa.
Yep.
Is officially here.
Tressa is here.
Tressa, Trust in Real Estate
Services
Act. Yeah. I was going to wing a lot, like just mumble it. But no, I can, because that's all, as a brokerage, we've been talking about for the last week.
Yep.
We did a full episode on it, the changes that are going to be coming to the way Ontario realtors work. I'm glad we did our podcast like a couple of weeks back, because we were ahead of the curve with a lot of this.
Love it. Yeah.
We went to the sales meeting and I just see the panic in so many people's faces, like, what? But I think all these changes are for the good. Just on a high level, sellers will now have the option of doing open bids in multiple offer nights.
Yep.
When we deal with multiple representation, we can now properly represent each party. So these were all welcome changes. There's going to be a bit of an adjustment period, but as of December 1st,
we're in it.
We're in it, baby.
We're officially in it.
Let's go. Do you get a lot of parking tickets?
I want to say no.
Okay. But honesty is the best policy, so lay it on me.
So yes.
Okay, thank you. In the beginning of my career, I was a menace.
Yeah.
I must have donated thousands to the city in parking tickets. Just a menace. But I would use my math, and I'm like, if I cannot pay 5 times to get one ticket, I'm ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Until that stopped.
Yeah.
And I was getting 5 tickets and not getting by. So now I pay. I'm like a very...
You're by the book.
Oh, by the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're not, you should be, because they're increasing the fees that you're going to get for illegally parking.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah.
And it's hefty. It's okay. It was already pretty hefty.
It was $30.
$30, but then you don't pay it after the first 13 days.
Don't do that. Don't do that. What does it jump to if you don't pay? Do you recall?
I think it goes up to. I want to say it goes up to like $60 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now it's $75, whether you wait the 13 days or not.
Yeah, it just starts at the.
It starts at 75.
Yeah, that's yeah. That's going to be a very big deterrent.
Yeah.
Because the price it could be even, really.
Right. So, and people were doing the same math. They're like, if it's $40 to park and my ticket's $30, I'll take the ticket of $30 and park for free.
Yeah.
Like, quote unquote
for free.
Yeah. And some of my friends we went for dinner the other night and they were like, this is Hallelujah Chow. Like, bro, just pay. It's $2. What do you, like, she's only upping the fine. She's not upping the cost, or she's not
the
even
cost.
It's not Hallelujah Chow. It's council's decision.
Yeah.
So I welcome that too.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. As somebody who gets a lot, or potentially gets a lot.
Yeah, let's leave 2023 in the past. The 2024 Joey.
2024 is a whole new person.
Whole new person. He pays. He doesn't wait 13 days. Maybe he even does some cardio on the weekends. I don't know. Let's just see where 2024 Joey goes, right?
I got a weird one.
Lay it on me.
Okay, because I saw this every time I searched news. I don't know if you saw this, but did you see the kangaroo that's running around in Oshawa?
Oh, I've seen the kangaroo and the hunt to catch this kangaroo.
Yeah, what's up with that?
There's like a crew of like different groups of people trying to catch this kangaroo.
I did not think this would be this big of a story.
Oh, it's huge.
I know. There's one kangaroo running around in Oshawa, and it's not from a public zoo or anything. It's like a privately owned kangaroo that just got loose.
Yeah, actually, so an update to the story that I saw this morning as I was having my breakfast. They were transferring the kangaroo to Quebec.
Yeah.
And the transporter stopped at a private zoo to let the kangaroo stretch its legs.
Oh, no.
Like, why would you go on record and even say, what? And in doing that, the kangaroo escaped.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Now, imagine that poor kangaroo in the Schwiggity.
Yeah.
Out of the Schwiggity.
Schwiggity.
Just like, what the heck? Where am I?
Just jumping through the snow, man.
Bouncing around. So, well, I hope there's a pretty ending to the story and that the kangaroo is captured ethically.
Yeah, 100%.
And makes it to Quebec City.
With the amount of effort that's being put into this,
Yeah.
I feel like he'll be okay.
I hope so.
He'll make it to
He'll
Quebec.
make it, yeah.
There should be a movie on this.
Oh, definitely a Netflix special coming 2024. What would you call that?
Ooh. From Down Under to
Schwiggity?
Schwiggity Shaw.
I was going to say the roo that got away from the zoo.
Ooh, that's much better than what I got.
Volume 2. All right, well, we got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Back to the real estate related stuff.
Yeah.
Remax released their market update.
Yeah.
Can I just say I hate market updates, like these market outlooks?
Yeah.
Roller Page does one as well quite often, and I read it. And Oria does one, Korea does one. So all the big boys come out with their predictions, and like
grain of salt.
Yeah.
Grain of salt every time.
Yeah. Well, they're saying prices are going to dip by 3% in the GTA for 2024.
Okay.
You know what I say?
Oh,
wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going against the grain.
You're going against the grain.
I'm going against the grain. I think we're going to see gains next year in the GTA. I don't think it's going to dip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel it. Feel it in my loins.
All right.
Not in my loins, but I feel it.
All right. So, okay. So, because you're feeling an uptick in activity.
Yes.
And I'm curious how things are going to pan out. I've been saying since the beginning that 2024, 2025 are going to be the real question mark years.
Yeah.
The next 2 years are going to be like how things actually balance out.
Yeah. And I could be totally wrong, and I'm prepared to wear that if I am, but I don't think we're going to dip 3%.
Okay.
Not this guy. Not this economist. Oh, by the way, shout out to the Sage crew for producing these dad hats.
Yeah, dad hats all over. Yeah, we were having that conversation at the last dinner we were at.
That's right.
Yeah,
You were there. And Evan, God bless his soul, was like, nobody wants a dad hat. And he took an informal poll, and everyone's like, yeah, we want dad hats. Everyone's like, dad hats. I think, did you want the trucker hat?
I have the trucker hat. I'll take a dad hat too, though.
Oh yeah,
they're looking bomb.
These are the cat's pajamas.
Yeah, there you go.
For some reason, I've been calling it a zaddy hat.
yeah. I thought that was the actual name for it.
I don't know what a zaddy is. I think it's a hot daddy. And I'm not even a daddy, but I'm wearing a dad hat.
Yeah, it's a zaddy hat.
So it's a zaddy hat. I'm a zaddy batty. Where was it going with that? I don't know how this ties into the market update and Remax. But this zaddy's wearing his Sage hat, and I love it. It's comfy.
Yeah, no, it looks amazing.
Yeah. It's quiet luxury, man. Just cruising the streets in my zaddy hat. What else does
do you want to
Remax-
talk about or should we get into transition?
Yeah, I mean, let me just say this. They're saying that the GTA market is going to balance in 2024, and they expect it to be in favor of the buyers at certain points. Mm-hmm. And they think that prices are going to rise on average 0.5% nationally, and GTA down 3%.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Again, I disagree with it all, so that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
All right, transition time?
Transition time.
Okay. I don't know. Can you do a Mexican inspired?
Yeah, of course. All you have to do is say,
Whoa, na, 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 transition time, na, 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 whoa, na, 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 transition time.
That's pretty.
I was channeling my inner taco place on Dufferin that I go to.
Yeah, there you go.
It's always so like rhythmic. Na, 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 na. More quesadillas.
Beautiful.
Yeah, well, we're here. It's transition time.
Yeah,
Coffee's almost ready.
Yeah, beautiful.
All right. Well, how do you want to do this? You want to just ask each other questions?
Yeah, I think that's probably it.
Okay.
We'll go one by one and kind of just see what our thoughts are.
Yeah. I'll throw a disclaimer out there.
Okay.
I think you shouldn't make predictions more than 3 months at a time if you accurately want to give some outlook on where you think things are going.
Yeah.
But we're going to throw that advice to the wind today and just recklessly give our feelings of what's going to happen the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
I will say this. When I was at Hong Shing last night, there was a friend that was there, and he's like, back in, I think it was like July, we were together, and he's like, you told me that you felt rates were going to hold. And I keep checking the news to see if you're wrong. And brother, you were right. I'm like, well, I mean, I only have one of the
Got a little dust on your shoulder.
top 265 entrepreneurial podcasts in Canada, bud. I think I know a thing or two about a thing or two. Oh, this is what I wanted to say earlier when I got sidetracked. Alex Wong. Mm-hmm. He was our most popular episode of the podcast so far.
I reposted that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah. Thank you for making us popular. Yeah. All right. So you asked me a question.
All right. We'll start. Okay. So let's start with, should we talk about rates first?
We should, because you know what? That's been the deciding factor of where we're at currently. So let's give our thoughts on rates.
Okay. Let's start with something like this. Do you think we're at the peak of our rates?
Yes.
You think this is the finale? There's no more raising that happens in 2024?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's just the short answer of it, isn't it?
Okay. Should I explain why I think that?
Please do.
We are definitely in some tough times for a lot of people. We're seeing that on multiple levels, both on the ground and in the stats. It's showing that inflation has come down quite a bit. We're just feeling it. Like, in a lot of ways, people are going through a lot of hard times, and I think they have achieved what they wanted in starting to aggressively bring down that inflation rate.
Yeah.
So I think a hold is probably in the cards for the first little bit.
Yeah.
And around March is what I feel, and also what a lot of the mortgage brokers have been kind of predicting, is when we're going to start to see potentially a first drop.
Yes.
And I think they're going to have to play that balancing game very carefully. I've heard as much as 0.75% is going to come down next year.
Ooh, that's big.
Yeah, so 0.75 of a point.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to...
You say, sorry, through all of next year?
Through all of next year.
Yeah, okay.
Is kind of the general consensus now.
Yeah.
I think that's realistic to think, but they're going to have to balance, like, if they start cutting it and things start taking off, what do they do?
But that's what so there's where my skepticism comes from, because I agree with you in reality. If we think about what we've done, or what the Bank of Canada has done, is we're in this situation now where the pain is here.
Yep.
We're all feeling it. It is absolutely taking effect on people's ability and qualifications to purchase and just trade in real estate in general. So, but the question is, and what I think will happen, what you'll notice in the news, I'm going to predict this.
Yeah. It's a Joey prediction.
No matter what decision comes out, they're always going to preface it with, don't get too comfortable. You
think the Bank of Canada is always going to throw that disclaimer in there? I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
The moment that it becomes a thing of it's going to come down now is the moment when people start diving back in.
Yeah.
I think wholeheartedly.
I feel like you kind of, and correct me if I'm wrong, might feel that like there'll be some drops and potentially a rate hike up. Like if things get out of hand, they're like, whoa, rating those ponies, boys.
Yeah. Inflation's still out of control, and we need to
bring it up a quarter.
Yeah.
That's definitely a possibility, but I'm super positive today. Our coffee's ready.
Oh, beautiful.
So maybe that's adding to my optimism. I think we're going to see probably more holds than cuts for next year.
Yeah.
But definitely, I think 0.5% cut is my
prediction.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. I think I think the news around what they actually do is going to be a lot more. It's going to feel really uncertain. Mm-hmm. But I do feel if I'm going to take my prediction as well, I'm going to take that they're going to start bringing it down. Regardless of what they're saying. I think it's the time to try to cool it before all the renewals finalize.
Okay. Sorry. Side note: does this coffee smell like bacon to you? I smell bacon. Maybe I'm just really hungry. Did you bring back Mexican bacon?
No. It would be on the table right now if I did.
Salute.
Cheers.
Pinkies up.
Pinkies up. Oh, it's good. It's good. Yeah. It's good. And it doesn't taste like bacon.
No, but it still smells like bacon in here for some reason. Yeah. So I think the pros are saying like 0.75 of a cut. I'm going to say 0.5% cut.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2 cuts next year at some point. It'd be smart, in my humble opinion, to do it staggered. So you do your first cut in March, you do your second one maybe September.
Yeah.
You kind of,
Yeah, I see what you mean.
don't go too aggressive. You give a little bit of a treat to us, dangle a little candy for us. And that's my...
Yeah. Okay. So rates, that's where we're seeing it.
I'm going to say March is the first drop.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2 drops in total. And so 0.5%, a quarter each time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. I kind of like that actually. I don't want to copy you, but I actually really do like that prediction.
It's okay.
So I'm going to copy you.
Yeah, copy me. Take it. Roll with it. I'm sure once everyone hears this podcast, the same thing. I highly doubt that. All right. Overall, where do you think the average price of real estate is going to be? So we're hovering around the $1,050,000 as the average price, 1.1.
Yeah. I'm going to say 2020. I'm going to say 2024. We're going to remain in a very, I'm still think we're going to stay in a really stagnant situation. I don't see it doing any big drops or big raises in the next little bit.
Kind of ho-hum, just...
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of people that are just still going to wait.
Okay.
That's my prediction for 2024.
Do you think we'll clear 1.2 as the overall average price for...
We're at, sorry, what are we at right now?
Like 1.1.
1.1?
1.150.
Overall, I think
there's no wrong answers here.
No, I'm thinking. I'll say it'll go. You know what? I'm gonna say it's gonna drop, but in a very minor way. When I say stagnant, I mean I don't see it going in a direction of like we're gonna start skyrocketing. I think my prediction is the first half of the year we're gonna start seeing some uplift, and then
that will kind of determine how the remainder of the year goes.
Yeah.
Fair. I like that safe call. Just because I've seen so here's the secret sauce with where we're at. When they've been holding these rates, as we saw in like March, April, May, the market picked up. They held it now for 2 announcements. It's traditionally a slow time. Things are picking up.
Right.
All of my listings had an uptick of showings. We closed 3 pretty big deals on higher price points, which... that speaks some values to the confidence that people having. And let's be real here. At the end of the day, the numbers only mean so much. It's all a vibe check. It's all what are the vibes of the buyers and the sellers and what's their confidence in things.
Well, and this is where, I mean, like also when you're talking about like the amount of transactions. So the biggest headlines are the fact that sales are so low. Not that prices have plummeted.
That's a very good point.
So there's just no transactions. And is that a backup that's about to come to fruition when things start to feel uplifted? Are a lot of people still waiting for quote unquote the bottom? And then maybe when that uptick starts to come, maybe it comes way more aggressively than people anticipate because of the lack of transactions that have happened over the last 4 or 5 months. So yeah, I mean like, I see it's either going to go, this is kind of really covering too many bases, but like it's either going to go in a direction of when it starts to upswing, it really starts to upswing. Or it does kind of what we saw at the beginning of this year.
I don't think it's going to wildly upswing if they only hold rates or drop it a quarter. I think we need to see like 1.5.
Something
2%.
serious.
Yeah. And I know they're going to cautiously bring this stuff down. It's the old adage of rates go up on the elevator and take the stairs down.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a long,
which is a fair assessment. And it is really expensive right now to purchase. To qualify, you're still hitting like 8%.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of people that can't transact like they used to be able to in general.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think a lot of people were leveraging the low rates and borrowing against their primary residence to buy these investment properties and pre-cons, all that stuff. And at the high rates, it just doesn't make sense to still take that type of strategy. So there's less money fueling the secondary properties. And that's why we're seeing condos have taken a pretty big hit this year in terms of sales and prices as well.
Yeah.
They've been pretty in line with years prior. Like they haven't really taken off at all.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go against the Remax trend and say that the average prices will be higher in 2023.
Okay.
I think condos are going to be they're going to be the ones to take off, I think.
Condos.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you next, segments.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah. So you're on the boat of you think condos are going to do the best out of those segments?
Out of the 4 segments, detached, semis, towns, and condos, I think there's, by design, because they've performed so poorly, statistically they have, not statistically, but like there's a higher problem, not even saying it wrong, because they've been doing so ho-hum that any type of activity is going to boost the numbers to make it look better, or factually it would be better.
Right.
And I think the headlines are going to start to change, and that's all we need is a few of them saying like really good opportunities in condo land for people to shift to it, because the the ingredients are there. A detached house is still going to cost you about 1.5 on average.
Yeah.
Some pockets 1.8 and even pushing 2 if you're in the midtown areas. So it's not like those are any cheaper. However, condos have come down quite a bit. So if you could get a 1+10 or a 2-bed or something like that for under $1 million, I think that's going to push the overall price of condos up.
Yeah, I do like that. So the one in favor that I have of condos over the next little bit is the fact that the price gap from condo to the next segment up.
Yep.
Condos, I think, are sitting on average with the last. There's a new report that's about to come out if it's not already out yet.
It's not out yet, but it's coming this week.
But they were hovering around 700,000 for an average.
7 to 730 for this has been the kind of yearly thing.
Yeah. But the next step up is towns, and towns are cusping $1 million.
Yep.
So that price gap is enormous.
Yep.
And I think that's where I think that condos have the biggest leverage.
Yep.
Is they're the best foot in the door.
Yeah. On some charts, the last 3 years of value have been wiped out in condos. So you can get in at 2019 prices in some deals. Mm-hmm. There's also, we really need to have a talk about pre-construction.
Yeah.
Dude, I've had a lot of calls with people off the podcast episode we did when we were talking about some of the pros and cons to it. What's happening in pre-con world right now, where I think there's going to be even more supply coming to the condo pipeline, is the interim occupancy fees.
Oh.
They are getting spooky.
Oh, really, eh?
Oh, hell yeah. I feel like Stone Cold. Oh, hell yeah, brother.
So more horror stories.
Yeah. So I told you about the 1-bed plus 10 at St. Clair and Oakwood.
Yeah.
The interim occupancy fees were $4,500 a month.
That's insanity.
That does not go to your principal. That's just rent you're paying to the developer. Another friend called in. He's got a 2-bed at, I'm not going to say the building, but it's in the Adelaide and Bathurst area.
Okay.
And they want $8,500 a month.
Oh my God.
And I'll tell you, this building looks like it's going to be in that state in the interim occupancy state for quite some time.
Oh my God.
It's a part of the market that needs a lot more attention. It needs some government intervention. Mm-hmm. I think the ways that the developers are charging these interim occupancy fees need to be very closely looked at, because this is a shocker to a lot of people, and there's no control over how high that amount can go.
Yeah, that's absurd. I'm assuming it's a bigger than average unit.
Yeah, it's a large unit, but it's in the 1,000 square feet range. It's not massive.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, and this is why this is happening. Your interim occupancy fee is made up of 3 segments. So you're made up of what the maintenance fee would be, what the unassessed property tax would be, and what the developer's balance of their mortgage is. Mm-hmm. That variable is very loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
So I think what's happening is a lot of real developers are saying, oh, well, because variable rates are high, we're going to charge more. I don't actually know if they're on a variable rate for their land. I feel like they wouldn't be. You'd want to be in a fixed, loan on a development. You want to know exactly what your monthlies are.
Yeah.
And there's no way of fact checking them. Like, show me your variable.
Yeah.
Show me that it is in fact that high.
Yeah.
Show me you're not just trying to recuperate money of overages you've experienced in other places.
100%. Yeah, you can see that happen.
Dude, I don't know how people are not talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, that's such an important element of it.
Especially when it's hitting that hard.
That hard. Look, in the best of days, that unit's renting out for $3,500.
Yeah.
So there's still a very big surplus shortage of $5,000.
That's enormous.
$5,000 out of pocket every month.
Yeah. That's absurd.
So there's people with money, and there's a lot of opportunities, and I think people are going to start wising up to the fact that, hey, now's a good time to jump in. Long-term real estate is something I very much believe in.
Yeah.
These cyclical ups and downs, let's call it 2 years of high rates. It's 2 years. And in a 20-year horizon, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
But it's weathering this storm where a lot of people are going to have hard times. And if they over-leveraged, we're going to start to see more of that in the year ahead. And I think that's going to create the buzz around condos again.
Right.
So that long-winded story was all to say, I think condos is going to be my top performing segment of 2024.
Yeah, that's fair.
In terms of price appreciation.
Yes. Yeah.
You could disagree.
I like it. No, I do like it. I would put. I'm still holding on to semis.
Semis, yeah. Okay.
I'm still holding on to semis.
Respect that.
I think they're still. So the thing about condos, so they are the best foot in the door.
Yeah.
They're still the most amount of inventory, and I think that's where, in terms of what will perform the best by the end of this year.
Next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
I'm going to give to semis.
The semis. Okay. I like that.
And it's specifically because inventory is still extremely tight, and they're still the best freehold choice.
Okay.
just in terms of like what actually exists out there, and price to get in the door. I think it's still a better situation when it comes to thinking about what's actually existing out
Like
there.
overall value. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's also like, Airbnb is getting hammered monthly.
Yeah.
Like the amount of restrictions they're putting on Airbnb.
Yeah, they're
from federal.
From federal. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a new thing that
From all levels. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to start to see more inventory come on the condo supply line from a lot of Airbnb people saying like, all right, gigs up.
Enough's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is also like, have you found rental prices kind of softening a bit?
Yeah.
I have.
I the demand that hit the peak of what insane 2023 was that September push.
Yeah.
September push was absolutely bananas.
Bonkers. Yeah.
And it's lightened up since that.
Yeah.
point.
So do you think rental prices are going to soften or not be as aggressive
In the years to
2024?
come? No.
Oh, I do.
You think they're going to soften up?
I think they're going to soften.
I don't see it with the amount of people that are still coming into Canada. Okay. I still see the pressure coming through. I just don't see the heat. That heat I don't see coming again until the next September.
Okay.
I see it. I don't see it softening to the point of like, I don't see reductions.
Okay.
But I see the September push is where it's going to come back to.
This is where we differ.
Okay.
I see softening for the rental prices.
Okay.
In 2024. I think, specifically speaking of condos, let's just focus on that segment because that's kind of the most popular. I think for all the reasons I stated before, Airbnb switching over for a lot more inventory coming on for a lot of investors who are able to close these deals. They're going to have to rent it out. Mm-hmm. They're going to want a quick tenant in because their fees are so high in the interim occupancy that I think the shift will slightly come down a bit and tenants will have a little bit more power in negotiating. There's so many places that are up for like 20 plus days, whereas you had to be on them. You had to go see a place within 24 hours and sometimes not see it at all.
I feel like that transition happened like a month apart. It was like, you didn't have a second before you needed to decide. And then all of a sudden like
light switch
switched. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's been like, there's
you can take your time a bit more.
Yeah. I'm booking things, 2 days out, 3 days out, and I'm able to see them and make a decision.
Which is still not normal, which is still pretty aggressive, but compared to how nuts it was 3 months ago, this is a welcome change. And like
1,000,000%.
And I'm all for a balanced 2024 of like buyers being able to put in all their conditions, sellers having to negotiate a little bit, realtors having to work, not just throwing a for sale sign up and selling it in 7 days. Like I like this. I like this market. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm on board with that too.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I also think, so interesting fact, you know how detached prices have been going up?
Yeah.
Quite a bit. There was like 5 sales last month over $10 million.
Whoa.
Right? Because, and we alluded to this in one episode, and this was factually proven, they're trying to avoid the new land transfer tax.
Get out of here.
And those 5 sales over 10 million brought up the overall average of detached.
That's so funny.
They had like a Taylor Swift effect.
Yeah.
Little Swifties, those detached houses over there, 10 million plus. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's one thing when you talk about averages is that you have the heavy hitters that can make everything shift.
Right. So hear me out. This is my Einstein theory of relativity. Detached.
Here we go.
Here we go. Smell that bacon frying in my head. Because this land transfer tax is going to the luxury tax over 3 million is going to be effect January 1st.
Yeah.
I actually think detached prices aren't going to appreciate as high as this year on a percentage basis because we don't have those heavy hitters bringing up the average. It's going to be more of the sub 3 million sales happening.
That makes sense. Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. That push, that's so funny. So from that announcement to now, which was like, it was like 4 months?
Something like that.
Yeah. That's a decent amount of 10 million plus sales.
yeah, 5 over 10 million.
Yeah.
Or 5 significant sales that brought up the average. I don't factually know if they were over 10 million, but
still
something I was reading. Yeah. That kind of bumped up.
That pushed it.
Yeah. Interesting, huh?
Yeah. Very interesting.
That's why I remember this book I read. I was young and I was like, I'm not good with math. As many people know, I'm not good with math. But this book was all about numbers, and there's 2 lines in this book that I'll never forget. Rule number 1, when it comes to numbers, always trust the numbers. Rule number 2, never trust the numbers.
Okay.
Right? Because little anomalies like this, where these sales skew, so you can't just trust the numbers. You got to have a little balance of what's actually happening, take a holistic approach, look at it all.
Very true.
That's what I did right there. So kudos to 10-year-old me for reading that book and for...
10-year-old you, eh?
Oh, I read weird books. Man, as a kid. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I read a book written by a priest. It's called Two Knives at My Throat. It was about this priest. I don't know. I think my parents were convinced I was going to become a priest because I was reading that book. They're like, wow, you're really into this religious book. I'm like, I don't know. I just read it. I don't want to be a priest.
No Captain Underpants in your child today.
No Captain Underpants, no. But that was before my era. I was a Goosebumps, R.L. Stein.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's still all right, though.
Yeah, Scholastic Book Fair, I cleaned up.
Scholastic book fairs are nuts.
You walk out of there with a Lamborghini poster. Secret Garden. You remember the Secret Garden book?
Was that like a find thing?
What?
Like a search thing, or not Where's Waldo, but like a something.
No. It wasn't a picture book.
Okay.
It wasn't a picture book, Joey.
That's all I had.
It was a literal classic. I think there was a movie about it too, The Secret Garden.
Oh no,
Yeah. I remember I had that book. It came with a lock and a key. And I was like, I was the shiny things. Oh.
Okay, not for nothing.
Yeah.
If you are somebody who puts books in the Scholastic Book Fair, just add anything to your book, and you will be bought more than any other book.
Oh, just add a trinket.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Throw like some trolls with those hairs in it.
Yeah.
Remember the ones you put on your pencil? I'm buying the whole collection.
1,000,000%.
Yeah. Captain Underpants. No, that wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Was that your?
Oh, great movie.
Movie. Yeah. Movie was great.
I didn't know there was a book about it.
Yeah.
I didn't know it started as a book. That's
Like all great movies.
Yeah.
It started with a book. And I digress. So, okay, I think Detached is not going to perform as well as we did this year. I think condos are going to be the big one. Semis are your darling pick.
Yep.
The neglected cousin. What are we talking about? Townhomes. Ho-hum year for them? Nothing fancy?
Yeah, I'll give it that.
I'm with you on that. I think they're going to kind of just continue flying under the radar.
I think so too.
Yeah, and the challenge with townhomes is that you lump in the fact that there's a maintenance fee with them. I think the freehold townhomes could perform quite well, but the condo townhomes, it's a
different story.
Yeah, it's an interesting beast to kind of.
There's a significant price drop in condo towns than there is the freehold towns.
Absolutely.
And actually, you could actually find something decent in condo towns.
You got to really be conscious of the maintenance fee.
Yeah.
So if there's if the fee's just covering water and landscape maintenance and stuff like that, those are pretty good buys, I find.
Yeah. I agreed. The purchase price cost is actually it's pretty significant.
Yeah.
It's not something to scoff at.
It's the condo towns at the base of condos. You know those 2-story ones that they call townhomes?
Yeah,
that are
stacked townhomes.
At the base of condos, that's the ones that I think don't perform very well because they're tied into the maintenance fee of the entire condo.
Right.
So you're paying because you have 2,000 square feet, so you're paying an exorbitant amount.
A lot.
Yeah. So those are the ones to kind of watch out for. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about Tressa.
Let's talk about Tressa.
Do you think Tressa will impact the market?
Price-wise, no.
Yeah.
But appearance or what's the word? PR for realtors?
Yeah.
I think it does stand a good chance to improve the way we are perceived. No, people hate us. Let's be real here. No.
I was thinking the same thing as you were.
I'm hopeful. I wish. Maybe it's my zaddy hat energy I got going on. I'm excited for Tressa. Yeah. I'm excited to do an open bidding war. I'm really stoked to doing that. I don't think it's going to affect prices, but I think it will probably stress us out as we try to adapt and figure out how to properly implement these.
1,000,000%. Yeah. There's going to be some stress that comes along with it. I don't think anything's going to change. I don't think anything's going to change in terms of major
impacting
things.
the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
I think all the changes were necessary.
Agreed.
Personally, all the changes that are coming, but I don't see it I don't see it changing PR on realtors.
Yeah, no.
I wish it could, but I don't think it will.
Well, that's what this podcast is here for.
Yeah.
No, we're just trying to improve the reputation of realtors one podcast at a time.
But no, and even prices, even open bidding, I don't see it. If I'm not mistaken, it was tested from time. This goes on in Australia, if I'm not mistaken.
Australia's got a very open system.
Auction style.
Auction style. Their MLS shows prices, sales histories, all publicly accessible.
Yeah.
You don't need a realtor to tell you how much your neighbor's house sold for. It's all out there, which is fine. It's great. And their prices are, cousins in Melbourne, as I told you before. I've got family in Australia. Their prices are very similar to ours.
Right.
Yeah, there was nothing like, a detached, equivalent of a detached house was the same as one would be in Toronto.
Again, I think it's like an educated decision is an educated decision.
Yeah, I like that.
I still put it down to that.
Have you ever considered running for president of Realtors?
I thought about it. I could get some signatures, but I think I can make it
I'd
happen.
back you.
I appreciate
Joey
it.
for Prez. Yeah. I feel like it's a big bureaucratic game and it's not as easy as we make it think out to be.
Yeah.
Can I just riff on Tressa for a little bit? The open bidding thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we alluded to it in the last podcast, but it really became apparent at our sales meeting. So the open bidding style system, it essentially means the seller can choose to disclose offer, price, deposit, conditions to all interested buyers. But buyers can decide that they don't want that shared.
Addition. Yeah. We didn't really talk about this too much on the last.
Yeah, I don't know if we talked about the buyer end of it. So let's say you're a seller and you decide, you know what, I want this open bid. But you're a buyer and you're like, well, actually, I don't want you to share my bid. And both parties can also flip-flop on that idea mid-bidding and say, you know what, I'm not, as a seller, I've actually decided I don't want to disclose anything anymore. And as a buyer, maybe now I do want you to disclose it. And that's where it's going to get a little sticky.
So to my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you were at one or two extra meetings than I was in the last one. If you are a buyer and you decide to not participate, this needs to be a clause written inside of your contract.
Correct.
So you need to make the decision before you put the offer forward.
Correct.
You can't put the offer and then say no.
Correct.
Okay.
It's got to be in writing that this is your direction.
Yeah.
That you've decided. Now, I don't know how it's going to happen. I see what you're getting at. What if after the first round, so you go into round one saying, yeah, you can disclose everything. And then in round two, you're like, you know what? Change my mind. Can't disclose anything. Yeah, that's where it's going to be.
You could really
sticky.
only do it one way, I guess. Or if you were to say you were to come back and prove, you would, I guess, add that clause in on the second. I don't want anybody to know what I've improved to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
I don't know. I think this is where realtors have to really step in and say, look, these are your options. You can definitely do all those. However, what I suggest is you take this strategy approach and whatever you decide going in, you leave it as is all the way through. If everyone else is changing, maybe that's a conversation we could have. But I think, you really it's our job to really describe this strategy that our buyers should be taking. So I don't think this Tressa change is going to affect prices, but it's probably going to create some headlines of like shady realtors changes.
I get it.
Oh, BlogTO is salivating.
Oh, I get it.
Realtors in Toronto are changing their mind. People are angry.
The people are furious.
Furious. Tressa's open bidding style makes Torontonians furious. No, they'll probably be people in Ontario.
Yeah.
Just group them all together.
Yeah. What are we separating? Yeah,
People in Ontario are furious over Tressa. Well, it's coming, so get ready for it.
Yeah. So we'll see. So that's why, PR, I'm not super sold on.
Yeah, no, it's just, I'm hopeful, but let's be real here. Realtors, in the eyes of the public, are overpaid and underperform, and we all need to be burned at a cross.
Yeah.
Like a witches. Let's talk about AI, man.
Oh, okay. What are we
I've
talking?
had a lot of DMs and conversation about AI.
What do you got?
Well, how do you think it's going to affect the
Next
real
year?
estate? Yeah.
Next year?
Yeah.
I see it right now still being an assistant to realtors more than anything else.
Okay.
I don't think the trust will be there by the end of next year.
Okay.
I think it's still, even the way we work with it, there's still, there's still changes that get made. There's still things that I'm going to hold on to. We've messed around even with marketing stuff that like you do when it's just a little off.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to continue getting better, but I don't
It's
know.
not going to replace any.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. I asked ChatGPT. I said, "Hey, Chat, how you doing? Why don't you pony up a chair and let's have a convo?" I said, "How do you think the Toronto real estate market is going to perform in 2024?"
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they apologized.
Oh,
He said, "I'm sorry, but I cannot predict future events, including the performance of specific financial markets, such as the Toronto real estate market in 2024.
they opt out.
To get an accurate, up-to-date assessment of the Toronto real estate market, you should contact Mark and Joey of the Toronto Living's real estate team."
There you go.
Messing with the algorithm. No, they're not.
They
not
won't disclose it.
No, they're not disclosing. They're not as brave as Remax. Take that, ChatGPT 3.5. I think it's gonna. I think more people are gonna get comfortable with using ChatGPT from the public side of things.
Yep.
And I think there might be some more reliance on realtors using ChatGPT to maybe come up with clauses, to kind of come up with better wording for certain things. But I think I'm on the same boat. I'm not predicting any revolutionary changes with the way we do business so quickly in 2024.
No, I think, so I'm going to guess something. I'm going to say that when a company, when it's going to be like, it's going to be a website company style, like condos.ca or something along those lines. I think somebody who's brave enough with technology to incorporate AI properly into a system that brings it to the finish line. I think that's what's going to end up being disruptive.
Okay.
When AI and a software company or a website company that's got already an algorithm in place and is able to meld that in a way that's really, really useful, I think that's when we get to a dangerous territory.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
I think I've accepted that AI is going to replace us all in 5 years. So I'm like, just riding the wave. Whatever comes, comes. I think it's going to continue to streamline our processes and make things a little bit more convenient from a workflow perspective.
1,000,000%.
Yeah. But I think that human element is still going to be probably more prevalent in the years ahead, where people are really going to prefer that human element added to the experience and not just sole reliance on AI.
Yeah, I don't think we're close to it. There's so much emotion when you're making such a big purchase. Like you need assurance when you're running through that process, and I don't think AI is going to necessarily have that. Yeah, there's still a trust issue with it.
Yeah.
Is it missing something? Like how is this even working? How am I getting that information? Like and then when you see like anything where you ask AI to generate, you can always like images or there's something that you're like, this is AI. I can tell.
Well, we asked AI to create an image of you eating eggs.
Yeah, it's a little off.
And it turned your face into an egg, peeling
with the most terrified look I think I've ever seen. In my own eyes.
Yeah, I saw the fear in you. Yeah, AI has needs some work, but
there's a trust gap there. I think that still needs to get filled.
I agree. Most importantly, do you think the Toronto Maple Leafs will win the Stanley Cup in 2024?
Oh man, of course.
Okay. Oh, I like that. Yeah. I agree with you that they will not be winning the Stanley Cup in 2024. I hope I'm wrong.
Me too.
How wild would a party be? Do you think it'd be bigger than the Raptors parade?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay. I disagree.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think because the Raptors are Canada's team, and everyone came out for that.
Okay.
And I think the Leafs are Toronto's team, but like in the city, you have like Montreal fans, Boston fans.
I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah,
I didn't think about it that way. It's just been so
long.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be big.
Oh, remember when we went to the Pause event this year, the Humane Society event?
Yeah.
And the Leafs made it to the second round?
Yeah.
Dude, it was pandemonium.
Yeah, I know.
I drove up Yonge Street. The wife's like, we need to be part of this. I'm like, no, this is too early to celebrate. People had their shirts off. They were doing wheelies on their bike. I'm like, guys, it's round two.
Celebration already.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the city will go absolutely bonkers.
I think so.
Yeah.
We were going crazy
for round two.
Yeah.
Because there's like 60 years of fans that haven't experienced a Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Last time they won a cup, I think my dad was like 3 years old or something like that.
Yeah, my dad's born in 1960. They won in 67, so he was 7.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Is your dad 1960 as well?
63.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it would have been 5.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, I was
not
close.
good with
I was close. Yeah.
No, I'm not good. I messed up the numbers there. Okay. Anything you're most looking excited for in 2024? Could be personally.
Yeah.
Could be with us.
I was going to say, actually, that's probably what I'm most.
Us?
Yeah.
Aw,
I'm excited about, like, we're getting really into the behind the scenes prepping stuff right now.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. What are we doing?
We're new websites coming out.
Yeah.
New foundational stuff.
We're going to have some really good guides. You know what I really want to do in 2024? Putting it out there into the metaverse. Is it metaverse or universe?
Metaverse is, I think, Facebook specifically.
Oh, no, I'm not putting this on Facebook. No. I'm putting this in the ultra like universe, like manifestation style.
Yeah, okay.
I want to create a food guide, the Mark and Joey food guide.
I am so game for that.
And we could have Mars Diner. Like you want a quick bite, like all the classic diners that we go to.
Yep.
These are the top 5 diners that we like.
I'm so game for that.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
All right, let's start brainstorming that. Yeah, the Mark and Joey, what would we call it?
Yeah, food guide.
Food guide?
Yeah.
We can do better than that.
Okay, that's yeah.
Like the hungry men's, no, got to include all.
The Grand Slam
Food guide.
food guide.
But food guide's so basic.
No, avoid food guide.
The barrel of food guide. Yeah, I'm excited. I want to do a food guide in 2024. I want to finally launch the website. That's been on me. It's been a lot going on behind the scenes. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm not ready for 2024, to be brutally honest. I feel like it's coming so quickly.
It's actually like in rapid fire. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I haven't manifested all my goals yet. So I'm going to do some manifesting in December.
All right.
Yeah. Maybe lose a little bit of weight.
All right.
I mean,
Hey, you're back on that bike?
I'm back on the bike. Yeah. So
yeah.
I did my 5K runs. I did 3 5K runs, which I was quite happy for. I started training in September, and by November, I was able to clear the 5Ks. Not fast.
Yeah.
I'm not very fast, but I'm doing them. I'm done.
No, but that's solid.
Yeah. So, and more weightlifting. I want to get into more like,
Get into the strength training.
Get some muscle on the zaddy. Can't be no flabby zaddy. Gotta be a daddy zaddy. That's it. Do some traveling, of course. I don't know, man. I just don't feel like I'm ready for 2024.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Being honest here.
Yeah, that's totally fair. You know what? That's one thing I am going to schedule into 2024 is another vacation.
Another vacation?
I have to do it. That's just something I never put as a forefront thing that I need to do. And we were talking about it.
Yeah. Where would you want to go?
The next
Caribbean or Europe or?
I've decided that I'm absolutely not doing it all inclusive on the next trip.
Okay.
I want to do an actual travel trip.
Okay.
All inclusives are fun for the first couple of days, and then you kind of are in a real repetitive situation.
Yeah, you did the 7 days too.
Yeah.
7's is soul crushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was literally by the third day, I was like, okay, let's see what else.
Yeah. Have you been to Cuba?
No,
Okay.
not Cuba.
Cuba's very interesting. I like Cuba.
In town, like non-resort style Cuba.
So my recommendation for Cuba is definitely book an all-inclusive. Do not eat there. The food is
Really bad. Okay.
But Cuba's really come a long ways where there's a lot of independent houses, like people's houses where they'll cook for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and the food in some of these places is next level.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love that.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been back, but the last time I was back, we really went to a lot of these types of houses. Lobster for days and like,
How do you find out? Like online?
I'll just talk to people.
Or just like a word of mouth thing?
Yeah, hey, man, what's up,
that.
man? I just walk around, talk to people, and someone's like, oh, try this place, try that place.
That's cool.
I like Havana. It's obviously like it's a crumbling city, but it's a beautiful. I like the nostalgia of it all.
Yeah.
The old cars are pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Trying to think where I'd want to go. Well, we're planning a trip to Spain.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, we got a wedding in July.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a couple days in Spain, Mallorca.
Mallorca.
Mallorca. Na, 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 na. Know that song?
No, I don't.
It's okay. I realize you don't know the Euro bangers.
No, I do.
Yeah. I gotta work on that with you. We're gonna do that. The 3 weeks I want to spend away this year, just kind of recharging and recapping.
Love it, yeah.
We'll see.
Yep.
Have a kid?
Oh.
I don't know, maybe.
Oh.
No, I don't know.
Is this an announcement?
No, I'm not having. I'm not a zaddy or a daddy, but I don't know. Getting old, gotta do something with my future. I've been trying so hard to like not like the wife wants like no, she doesn't want a pet even. I want a pet. We watched Chloe for a bit. I was trying to massage that idea, but it's a big responsibility.
What kind of pet? I was gonna say because
I'm not ready for a pet,
that's
which leads me to believe I'm probably not ready for a child either. We're just freestyling here of goals. Okay, one goal.
if you got a pet though, what would it be?
A dog.
No question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready for a bird. I'm ready for a bird.
I'm surprised bird wasn't the first thing you said.
What would you think my first pet would be?
I thought would have been a bird.
Oh, a bird?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Dog.
Okay.
Yeah. Dog. I want a big dog.
Yeah. Okay. Like Saint Bernard style?
No, too big. Maybe like 80 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is St. Bernard's 80 pounds? I feel like they're like over
They're
100.
bigger. Yeah. I think they're bigger.
Dog would be cool. But bird is fine. Even fish. I came so close to buying a saltwater aquarium.
I could not think of a pet that I would get less than a fish.
Oh, really? You really don't like fishes?
To me, that just seems like a chore that I need to deal with more than anything else.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to walk them.
True. Yeah.
Just sprinkle little pellets and they just self-sustaining. I was gonna buy a coral tank.
Yeah.
And put corals in there and fish, because I was like really excited by the look of it all. It looks so calming. And then I said, just tell me like all the steps involved. And she spent like 30 minutes. I'm like, you know what? I'm not ready for this part of my life to start growing corals. So no corals for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was kind of much.
I'll just stick to like collecting rocks and staring at them.
A rock aquarium. Yeah.
Rock aquarium. Yeah. I guess it's a thing.
Yeah.
We have plants.
Yeah. Plants are good.
This podcast is really going off the
Yeah.
rails.
Yeah.
Well, I hope to be on more podcasts in 2024. I hope that like more people invite us on theirs and we get to have more guests on ours.
Agreed. I like
what would
that.
your ultimate guest be? Who would your ultimate guest be?
Oh, Psychotic Michael.
Oh yeah, let's work on that. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just randomly throw out a message to him. And tell him, yeah. I have some friends that I want to get out on the podcast. I want to get some chefs on the show.
Nice.
Talk about that scene a little bit. I would love to have a pro athlete on.
Oh,
Yeah, someone from like out of the city who's playing in Toronto and getting their take on like how.
the city itself.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, so food guide,
Guess?
guests, maybe a kid.
Maybe.
Nah. My wife's gonna kill me. Don't talk about those things. Ah.
Maybe a kid.
Why are you talking to Joey about a kid? You're talking to me about a kid. I love you, Pookie Bear. Oh, Janelle S. I'm gonna get Janelle S on the show and our wives. Yeah, I'm gonna get my wife, get Molly on if she's down for it.
Yeah.
I pitched it to Molly that late night.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
After like 3 shots at the keg, I'm like, yo, Molly, why don't you come on the show? She's like, yeah, I'm down. It's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I'm down. I'm like, okay.
We'll do it.
We'll do a wife partner episode, or I don't know the politically correct thing to say.
Yeah.
The women of our lives.
The women of our lives.
Yeah.
That'll be the title of it.
Yeah, the women of our lives. Yeah. All right.
Beautiful.
I think we're rambling. Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap her up.
All right. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Shout outs to Mexico.
Shout outs to Mexico.
Shout outs to, what are the 2 places you ate there?
Elios
And,
Porfilios.
oh, I like that. Ilios and Porfilios. Do they have a cousin called Rancilio? Chilios. Is that where you're going with that?
Chilios.
Chilios would work too. That would work. I want to shout out Zeitz,
Zeitz. Yes.
Hongxing,
Hongxing.
the #1 podcast guest of 2023, Alex Wong. Shout out my wife, Adriana S. Shout out my sister, Janelle S. Shout out your dad, Dom V.
Dom V.
Shout out your sister, Francis V. Shout out Molly.
Yeah. Molly C.
Molly C. Do I know her last name?
I don't know if you do.
I don't think I know her last name.
Oh, you might not.
I'm going to guess off air.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to try that. Molly C. Interesting.
Yeah.
Shout out Sages for the Zaddy Batty Daddy hats.
Zaddy Batty Daddy.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for listening to the Toronto Livings Real Estate Podcast. You could find more information on how we work over at TorontoLivings.com. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter to get price reports from over 150 different neighborhoods in the city each and every month. If you got any value, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And if you made it this far, thanks for listening.